Tonight, the Cleveland Indians will take on the Chicago Cubs in Game 6 of the World Series. They will have a special guest as they hope to recapture the magic from the last championship team 68 years ago. Earlier, Rena and I spoke with 95-year-old Eddie Robinson, the last living member from Cleveland's 1948 World Series title team. So this is an honor. Let me just, for our viewers who may not know this, you were the starting first baseman on the 48 team. Just describe for us how special was that moment for you and the city of Cleveland back in 48?
Well, it was very special. It was special the whole season long because we had a long pennant race. There were 4 teams involved all year, and our big objective was to win the pennant. And then we wound up in a tie at the end of the year, and we had a playoff game with Boston. We finished the ball game here in Cleveland on a Sunday and went right to the train station, got on the train and went to Boston, got checked in the hotel, went to the ballpark, and beat them 8-3. That was the big deal. The World Series was a little bit anticlimactic after that.
Mr. Robinson, did you think that the Indians would go this long without winning another championship?
No, I didn't. And they've had some good teams, but just in a short series, sometimes the best team doesn't win. But I'm happy with them this year. I pulled for them all year long, and we won in the 6th game in 1948. And I'm hoping we win in the 6th game this year.
You know, sir, there's been a lot of hype on the Cubs ending their title drought. Do you feel that the Indians weren't given enough respect? Because the Indians aren't even considered the Cinderella Destiny team. The Cubs have that sort of moniker.
Well, the Cubs had a really good team this year. And I remember I live in Fort Worth, Texas, and I remember when Cleveland came to Fort Worth this year, and they beat us, and I said, they've got a better team than I thought they had. And they went ahead to prove it. I think they have a fine manager in Terry Francona. I was on the team with Terry's father in Baltimore.
So what do you think of this Cleveland team? Any similarities to your championship team in 48?
None. None. We had baseball was played differently in 48, and it's really hard to try to draw a parallel between baseball as it's played today and baseball as it was played back then.
Well, that's actually a question I was going to ask before we wrap this up. I know you're predicting that the Indians will win, but what has changed? If you could name 1 or 2 things significantly between the way the game was played then and it is now, do you think it's for the better?
Well, I can't say. The pitching has changed tremendously. When I played, pitchers wanted to go 9 innings. And today, if they go 6 innings, it's called a quality start. So the relief pitching has become so prominent nowadays. And when I played, you had a relief pitcher, but he oftentimes didn't get in the game. Sometimes we'd use a starter to relieve in a ball game. That's one of the big things. I think the equipment and the playing fields are so different, and home runs are, I think, a lot cheaper nowadays than they were then with the short fences in these ballparks.
Do you think the players still have as much fun as you guys did back then?
Say again?
Do you think that the players today have as much fun? Because we look at all these old clips and all these old reels, and it really looks like everybody's really having a good time, in fact, enjoying the game as opposed to the business of baseball.
Well, I don't think they have as much fun as we had. We used to pull pranks. We used to yell at the opposition. We used to argue with the umpires. And nowadays they don't do that. They fly from city to city, and we took the train. So we were together constantly. And I think we had more fun, but we didn't make nearly as much money.
Well, sometimes the fun is better than the money, Mr. Robinson. No matter what, you're guaranteed a good game tonight. Eddie Robinson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you.